So how do I know I have lost confidence? Feeling confident? Chances are you have some room for improvement in this area. Most of us do, right? The funny thing is, we get used to the way we are, we tend not to notice just how bad things have gotten until we take a step back and seriously look at ourselves, like a bird's eye view, right? It's like the analogy of the frog in the pot. If you don't know the story, it goes like this. Someone wanted to cook a frog. Don't ask me why, just go with it, right? The frog was already in the pot, but the person had no lid, the top, to keep the frog in. Initially, the frog didn't mind the situation. The water was cool and relaxing, so he stayed where he was. And the cook decided the way to keep the frog from hopping out was to heat the water gradually, right? So the frog got used to the hot temperature in degrees. Over time, he kept heating the water until it becomes hotter and hotter and boiled until, well, you can guess the end. The point is, we tend to get used to uncomfortable things over time, so much so they become normal to us, immune to this, right? While you may not be as confident as you were, your lack of confidence somewhere along the line became the new normal. It's only in looking back, in taking an honest assessment of where you are now before you can see what's happened. As with anything, there are generally signs something is wrong, right? Which might lead you to a particular conclusion. Now, the problem is a single symptom can mean more than one thing. So what you need to look at is the grouping of these items as a whole. For example, having a stuffed up nose might mean you have a cold, right? Or the flu. Or problems with allergies is the other symptoms, like the presence of fever, that tell the whole story. The same idea can be applied to understanding how confident you are. All right, so we talk about day 2 in today's lesson. We'll be checking out some signs that indicate a possible loss of confidence. You apologize a lot. When you start apologizing for things automatically, whether they are your fault or not, you're making an assumption you're in the wrong somehow, casting doubt on your own actions, all right? So you overreact to critics. Now, a confident person can accept criticism. When you obsess over what someone else has to say, you are showing you lack confidence in your abilities, especially in those areas where you're being criticized on, right? You pull away from social situations, right? Social gatherings can be a nightmare for the person lacking confidence. If you're staying home because you're afraid you won't fit in, think no one will talk to you, or worry no one will like you, then you're having issues with confidence in this specific area. You are defensive. We become defensive when we cannot come up with good reasons to support our position, right? This means you're not confident in what you're saying or what you believe. You obsess about your problems, a focus on how things are going wrong, a victim mentality, very common, or constant worry about your problems. All show you have no confidence that you can control, accept, or eventually change your situation. You lack energy. It's tiring when you're constantly stressed and worried, right? This lethargic attitude towards the world around you leads to a lot of time on the couch watching TV, eating for energy, and sleeping a lot more than you intend. That's if you can fall asleep, right? You don't sleep People who cannot sleep generally have issues turning off their brain. It's constantly working the brain. When you're not confident about your ability to handle whatever the present crises are, it's not unusual to keep replaying the same situations in your head to the point where you cannot sleep at all. I know this. You have frequent headaches. Headaches can come from several causes, so you know. But stress is probably the most common, right? That's not to say that you shouldn't talk to your doctor if you're frequently having severe headaches, by the way. If it is stress, generally you'll find the roots in faltering confidence levels somewhere. You're playing a role. Why is it to you that you feel like you cannot just be yourself? If you're having to create a persona just to step out into the world, if you're using a fake you to impress people, this means you're not feeling particularly confident about who you are. Your self-talk is negative. When confidence is low, it's easy to fall into that trap of being more hypercritical of yourself. If you're calling yourself a failure, pointing out every flaw and weaknesses in yourself and putting yourself down all the time, then you're not only suffering from weak confidence, but also you're driving it down to the lower level of confidence. You're hanging with the wrong crowd. That's another thing too. There's no reason to stay with someone that's very abusive, right? Ever. If you think you're not worth the effort, if you think this is who you deserve to be with, if you cannot find the strength to leave, you need to realize your confidence is at dangerous levels. Even toxic relationships that aren't abusive can be damaging, as they put you at risk of a constant barrage of negative input, right? Meaning you're getting help in dropping your confidence levels to even lower. You're stressed out all the time. When you're not able to relax, it's normally because of fear of some consequence or odd action. This means that you're not confident somewhere important. For example, I was stressing about money. Means you're not confident about your financial security. That's really true. Your mood is somber, having trouble, feeling happy. When you're not confident about your life in general, it's hard to see the good things around you. That's just the bottom line there. That's a base, especially the happy things in your own life. You know, you feel like a failure. If you're still hooked into the feelings of having messed up in the wake of a failure, you might have taken a heavy blow to your confidence. While it's normal to feel a bit off for a while after a disaster at some point, you need to move on. And more importantly, try again. Get up and try again. If you're stuck in a happy stage without any forward progress, without any goal, then you're not confident of your success or even your ability to succeed at all. All right? You play things super safe. When you're not confident of your ability to have a good outcome in a situation, it's not unusual to play things really safe to the point where either you're not trying anything new or at all, or if you are involving minimal personal risk, right? You feel like you're one step from disaster. The certainty that everything is about to blow up in your face comes from a lack of confidence in what you're doing, in being able to predict outcomes, in assuming the worst outcome, or in feeling you're not capable of handling whatever it is that's coming next. At its worst, this one manifests as panic attacks. You procrastinate if you're not confident in your ability to do the task before you. It's not uncommon to put it off and to keep putting it off and putting it off, hoping it will eventually just go away. You're not doing things. That's a lack of confidence can keep you safe at home instead of out there living your life. This is because you might be afraid of a disastrous outcome, or you're not confident of how you deal with people or situations you don't know well, or you just flat out lack confidence in your ability to have fun at all, right? You're not enjoying life in the end, as a lack of confidence can end in a spiral of self-doubt. and even hatred for the person you have become. If you wake up dreading the day to come and feel like you're just making time or just slogging through, this is impression. If this is true, it won't hurt to get some help to work through things that are hurting you in your life. Thank you. Let's go to the next level. Let's go to the next day. All right. I wish you well, and thank you so much for choosing to hang out with me for the last minutes or so. Discussing the topic of confidence, building, transforming, and just maintaining your confidence and how to reclaim your confidence. And you already know, you already have it, right? So I hope that you find it valuable. I hope that you find it inspiring and also insightful. And if you wish, share it to your network. And there is a mini series as well, and check it out on my website. And if you have any questions, anything at all, I am just an email away. I am just a button away. Please subscribe to this channel. If you are watching it on YouTube, I would be really grateful if you are one of the subscribers and then watching my videos, because I am posting those videos, any content, great fresh contents regularly. All right, so go check them out, and yes, feel free to share it to your network any way you wish. Okay, so stay healthy, stay safe, stay sane, stay vigilant, and God bless. Until then, this is Nicky Dare. Selamat jumpa, selamat siang, selamat malam, and I wish you all well. Thank you. God bless.